You don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little.
It's empty
content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house ain't
I got my KFC cup.
They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say though. It's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn it back and tell you sorry, try again.
Hey.
Yeah. Welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey. Welcome to the hood table. What's going on?
Y'all miss me?
You know they did. You know they did. Shoot, we ain't seen you in a month of Sundays.
I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been sick and I'm barely sitting up now. So, y'all, hey, I'm doing good today.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're feeling a lot better. Sure. And let me see what's on that shirt you got there. Do I see Malcolm X?
I got Marcus Garvey. That there is doggone it, Black Panther, Huey Newton, Malcolm X. Let me see. I gotta see across my boob. But I mean it's just the revolutionary leaders, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to represent for the last few days of Black History Month. That, and you know, I'm angry anyway.
Girl, what you angry about?
I'm an angry Black woman anyway, so.
Oh, snap. You know, hey, you know, that's what they call us a lot of times when we get too aggressive or too vocal. But anywho,
I take it with pride and keep it moving. Yep, I sure am. Now move the hell out of my way.
Hold on one sec. I just want to hear somebody knocking.
That ain't me.
Is it God? Is that you, Lord?
Hello, God, is me, Margaret.
Oh, Jesus. Come on in, everybody. Everybody come on in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, share the live if you like, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We got several different topics that we're going to be discussing tonight. Yep. And number one at the top of the list is, hold up, what's the little girl's name? Hold on.
I don't think they're, well, when I see her name.
I'm looking at it now. It's all over social media about a little girl, 6-year-old girl in Florida. Her name is Kaya, Kaia.
Okay.
And she was arrested for a temper tantrum at school in class. She was, well, I wouldn't say handcuffs, but they did put like a
zip tie.
Zip tie, you know, around her wrist, behind her back, and arrested her.
Put her in the back of the squad.
And put her in the back of a police car. And I'm like,
I literally couldn't believe they arrested a 6-year-old. And it wasn't like she, from what the whole story hasn't come out yet, of course. But from what I haven't heard of her, you know, being, destroying property, like biting a teacher, kicking a kid. Mm-hmm. I ain't heard none of that. So she threw a temper tantrum. She's 6.
She did. She threw a temper tantrum, and I am going to play the video for those who have not seen the video. So let me pull up the share screen real quick, because this is very disturbing. Very disturbing.
Very.
Okay, let's see. Is this the one? Florida cop. It could be, honey. Honey, let me tell you.
Me and my baby will be sharing cells.
Thank you. Thank you. You ain't lying though. You ain't even lying. Let me see. Is that big enough?
Yeah. And y'all know I've said
Okay,
that
I think
several
that's big
times
enough.
on
Let me
here.
put here we go.
The desert goes.
Okay, she's gonna have to come with us now.
Okay, Kai. You gotta go with them, baby girl.
Stand up. Okay, from over here.
What are those for?
It's for you.
Keep your hand, okay?
Come over here, honey.
No,
not gonna hurt.
no, I want it to die. No, don't put it to die. Help me.
Let's go.
Your grandma gonna come pick you up, okay?
Oh, I was in the car.
Come on, let's go.
No, please let me go.
Okay, come on. Tell me where I'm going, okay?
I don't want to go to the police car.
You don't want to?
No, please.
You have to.
No, please. Give me a second.
Oh.
This is heartbreaking. This baby is
Oh, I
crying
feel like crying. Oh.
No.
and screaming for a second chance.
Please. 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 Please let me go. No. No, me. Please. No.
Girl.
But see, they didn't play the end of it when the cop went back in and was talking to the teacher. And he was saying, I've arrested over 8,000 people. And the youngest was 7. And the teacher said, well, oh my gosh, she's 6. He talking about, well, she broke the record.
I cannot.
And then later on there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was either that same day or that same week, but it was soon. He arrested another 6-year-old.
Another one?
Another one. And because he didn't follow policy and procedure, he got fired.
Now, was the other child that he arrested also in school? Like, was it during class?
They didn't go into specifics with that one.
That's crazy. And by the way, the girl's name is Kaya Rolle. Kaia Rolle, Rolle. And it says here that Dennis Turner, the cop that we saw arresting her, is a it says retired Orlando Police Department officer. He was investigated and fired after reports revealed he had arrested 2 6-year-old children in the span of 1 week. And this happened, this little girl, I mean, it goes back to September of last year. This is just now being released. So this happened months and months ago, but it's finally coming. You know how they are with the body cams.
Mm-hmm.
They don't usually release that film or that footage till months and months
later.
Review
it.
Right.
After sure it wasn't nothing too detrimental on there.
Exactly. So yeah, this happened in like September last year, and it says that he is, as you saw, he put zip ties around the 6-year-old victim's hands. She was begging. That darn near brought me to tears. That darn near, I mean, she was begging.
So mad. That baby was begging and crying for a second chance. Please let me go. Somebody help me. Are you serious?
And she was like, somebody help me. And the lady, I mean, I can't believe it. The lady in the office was like, I'm sorry, you gotta go, baby girl. You gotta go. You gotta go. And the cop was like, I'm sorry, you gotta go. You gotta go. Like a temper tantrum for a 6-year-old.
See, and what they did was, in the other video, in the longer video, he comes back and he explains that because the office worker is like, okay, well, what are they gonna do to her? What are they gonna do? And he says they go to like some center. And she was like, a center? What are they? And he was like, oh, they go in and they do little crafts or whatever, and they talk about what they did to get there. And the longest
that sounds like they're straight.
Said the longest they can stay there is like 6 hours while they wait for their parent or guardian to come and get them.
See, they tripping down in Florida.
My thing was this. If you wanted to scare that child, first of all, the policeman showing up scared her. Second of all, putting those zip ties on her scared her.
Yeah.
He could have put her in that car and rode around the block and come back. But he did not do that.
Or he could have just put her in the car. Or he could have just put her in the car. He could have showed her the car. Like, this people who
stood outside of the car and talked to her.
Right, like you don't want to wind up, in the back of the police car for being disobedient to the laws or breaking laws. Just have some kind of little talk with her, some little chit chat with her or something. But putting her in a police car, I mean, that is so trauma. I was traumatized just watching.
Now, I'm gonna say this, and I usually don't fall into conspiracies and this and that, but with this incident, now you have traumatized this child,
right?
Who is going to be afraid of police for the rest of her life. She's going to, now she has a record at 6. For what? And now you have started her on that school to prison pipeline.
Right.
Because she had a temper tantrum in school at 6. It'd be different if she was 16 and throwing books at people. She's 6.
She's 6.
And now you have given this baby a record and a complex.
Right. And the only thing that kept going through my mind when I first heard about it and saw the video was the fact that, how we might have little kids in our household, but us as grown adults, we might discuss a lot of things that's going on in the media about Black men being killed, Black women being killed by police, a lot of stuff, bad stuff about police officers. And kids, they hear stuff. They see it in the
sponges.
Right. And so I'm sure the first thing probably came through this little girl's head. It could have been something like that. Like, am I going to ever get
in Florida?
Exactly. Especially in Florida. Oh my God, I just can't imagine what was going through that little girl's head. That is traumatizing. I cannot believe that. I'm so glad he was fired. And I hope that her parents, those 2 parents of those 2 6-year-old kids, I hope they sue the teeth out of that police department.
And they sue him personally. Because that was ridiculous.
And the school. Let's not forget about the school. Because the school let them take that kid out of school.
They were the one they called.
Exactly. For a 6-year-old? I mean, was she carrying a knife around there? A gun? A weapon? Like, what could she do? Be throwing Legos at somebody? I mean, come on. I remember when my youngest son, oh my God, when he was in preschool, kindergarten, oh my God, I don't know how many times I have to come up to that. What is he doing now? Phone calls after phone calls after phone calls. But that eventually stopped once I started getting in his butt. Like, this ain't how we gonna do things around here. It took a minute, but he's straight now. I couldn't imagine if when he was going to King on Maple, I couldn't imagine if they would have called the cops and had the cops take him. Where did they take them? A center?
It's some kind. It's not necessarily a detention center, but it's some kind of center they have set up specifically for incidences like this.
Well, my thing is, do the parents know about this center?
They do now.
I mean, because I ain't never heard about no center like this for no 6-year-olds, for no kindergartners, first.
I ain't never heard of them arresting no 6-year-old in the first place.
Girl, This a hot mess.
But listen, you said something that's made me just think about. So you said like bringing gun, knife and this and that to school. Well, about a week or so ago, they had a little boy up here at Fontenelle that had brought a BB gun to school. Why is he in my child's class now?
What?
I thought he was expelled.
In school?
I thought he was expelled.
Oh, wow.
Why is he back?
His parents must have fought it. They must have fought it. That's the only reason why.
Your child brought a gun to school.
Well,
elementary?
I know it's a BB gun. But
BB's hurt too. Shit.
I know they hurt. I done had a window popped out by I know my sons and his friends, they used to play in the backyard. Well, this was years ago. They used to play with them BB guns. And so I know they can't hurt. And shoot, they can put an eye out, shoot, if you ain't careful. But it was probably because it was a BB gun. It wasn't a real gun. The parents probably fought the school board. I don't know. I need to look into that. I didn't even know about that.
It happened about 2 weeks ago. Because I was pissed. I was like, why didn't I get they can send a letter? And I seen it on the news.
What?
And then I looked, yeah.
See, I ain't really been watching the local news. That's my bad.
And I was,
bad.
Hot. And the other Tanya, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She hit me up and was telling me that somebody else she knew, their child go to school there too, and they was fussing about it too, because it was like late. I mean, way after school when we got an email. I'm like, if this happened during school time, then I should have been notified. True. I'm like, y'all sit here and email and text and call for every damn thing else. This is important. This is an emergency. This is something I need to know. Why are you not contacting me immediately?
And when they do be contacting you, I mean, my kids aren't in school anymore. One's out the house and the other one's in college still. I mean, he's in school, but he's in college. But when they was in school, when they did send out an alert or whatever, it was like a day later, 2 days later, talking about last Wednesday around the hour of 12. There was, I'm like, why shouldn't we? I mean, we should be getting text messages right away. We should be getting emails right away. It should be, if it's a BB gun, I'm thinking maybe the child got suspended for a week or so or 2 weeks. But I mean,
as far as this being a small child, I don't want it to
affect their record.
Right. I don't want him to have a permanent record.
Right.
I don't want this incident to taint him all his life. Every class he goes to, they're going to say he's a problem child. He's a behavior issue. He's got this and that, and he did this. And I don't want that.
What grade is that? What grade? Third grade?
Third grade.
So your youngest is in the third? Or your youngest?
Yeah. She's in the third.
Oh, wow. See, I think, they had to have fought it, because I'm pretty sure if that child was probably like a 7th or 8th grader or in high school, I'm pretty sure they probably wouldn't have been expelled.
They would have been expelled.
Yeah, because a BB gun ain't a real gun, but it still can hurt you and it can do some damage to somebody if you're not careful. Yeah, it's a weapon. So, I didn't hear nothing about that. I wonder. I need to do some investigation and find out. Maybe we can do some investigation and get the 411.
Go ahead, Nancy Drew. Go ahead.
That was one of my favorites back in the day.
Mine was Encyclopedia Brown. I like him.
That one too.
Encyclopedia. Girl, I had that whole series, and then when my son started reading, I bought him the series, and he got hooked on it.
Oh,
I was like, it was a good series. Shoot, Encyclopedia was solving all kind of problems.
It sure was. That was when we used the encyclopedias and when we used the Dewey Decimal System, and now we just go and look up a book and pull it up at home. Ain't no need to go to the library. But
Right.
Oh, yeah, that is really, really sad. I mean, when I heard about that, then they was like it happened in last September. I just wonder how this
It's
little girl.
ridiculous. And my heart goes out to them and the parents. Y'all better than me. Y'all stronger than me. Because I know I'm not rap tight. And like I said, me and my child, seriously, would have probably been in a cell together. Because Lord knows there have been only by the grace of God, I ain't been to jail.
Oh, hold on. I'm reading further, and it says, Kirkland, which is actually the child's grandmother. She said that she was arrested for her 6-year-old granddaughter was arrested for a temper tantrum, and they said they attributed the little girl's behavior problems to fatigue from dealing with sleep apnea, which the family was working on resolving. And they said Turner, the cop, had reportedly arrested another 6-year-old boy at the same school. So that answered my question earlier. It was the same school, and who was later released to a family
calling the cops on these kids?
I don't know, but the grandma said no 6-year-old should be able to tell somebody that they had handcuffs on them and they were riding in the back of a police car, which is very true. But why is there handcuffs on a 6-year-old? What is she gonna do? Even if they did put her in the back of the police car, what is she gonna do?
She's gonna take her tiny little hands and try to choke.
Girl.
She's gonna
be sitting out there. She's gonna be sitting out there probably crying and flailing her arms and wiping her tears. But other than that, this man looked like he weighed at least a good 250, and she looked like she weighed about a good 60.
Girl.
If anything, I'm like the handcuffs, even if it wasn't real handcuffs, the zip ties is
still traumatizing to that child. And
right.
It's disrespectful.
This very
to do that to these children.
Very disrespectful.
And you're starting them off way too young.
To be afraid of cops. To be afraid of cops and not to have any respect for cops, because I can't imagine. Because
they always
I'm gonna call my baby daddy. I'm gonna call my baby
trust.
I'll be like, baby daddy, we about to go downtown.
Honey,
we about to act a fool.
One of my favorite sayings is anybody can get got.
Man, we about to act a fool. I'm so glad. I just hope the little girl does not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, stuff like that.
Long-term trauma from it.
I hope not either. They better put her in some kind. I know they said they're dealing with her sleep apnea right now, but now they probably gonna have to deal with counseling. Right. And along with that, trying to figure out, how to handle that sleep apnea. And I used to have sleep apnea before, and so I know what it's like not having a good night's rest. And when it's a 6-year-old, kids are already they're hyper, they're on the go, you know what I'm saying? And for the child to be dealing with sleep apnea, then come to school and get arrested by the po-pos, child. That's a hot mess.
From this because it's pissing me off.
Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna be like, anywho.
I told you I'm already an angry black woman, and this is making me mad. You want to make Karma Diva mad, you mess with the elderly, kids, and disabled people.
Thank you. The elderly, little kids, and disabled people.
You mess with them 3 groups, and it's on.
That's right.
But anyway.
Moving right along. Our next topic up for discussion. Okay, I'm going to let you tell me which way to go. Is we gonna do Snoop next or save him for last?
We'll save him for last. We'll do Fried Jones.
Girl, you know what? You know I told you earlier, don't be talking about my husband, right? I love me some Jim Jones, but today he about to get it.
I read that and I got so pissed. And I started reading other comments. And okay, let's tell them what the story was about.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about the story for those of you who have not heard about it. Jim Jones was debating with a veteran. After Jim claimed being a rapper is harder than fighting a war in Iraq.
What he smoked?
You know the boy. He up there doing what?
He smoked.
He up there in Cali. He got a weed line. He
that ain't weed.
In the marijuana business. He got his own little marijuana business, his growing business in Cali, like Shawnee O'Neal.
What they tell you, you can't get high on your own supply.
But you know, this fool smokes. That fool smokes weed day in and day out. I don't know if he's
smoking primos.
Weed. I don't know. I don't know if he was drunk or high when he made that comment, or if he really, really believed that comment, or if he's just trying to start something controversial so he can get his name out there.
Yeah, too. Because I mean, he's on Love and Hip Hop. When's the last time he put something out? I don't even know none of his songs.
Girl, Dipset.
And wasn't there like 20 of them on there?
He ain't put out nothing in a very long time. Recently, like within the last year, he lost his home to bank foreclosure. He was like years behind in mortgage payments
and taxes.
And taxes. And his girlfriend, Chrissy, she recently, moved back from Florida to be back with him for the Love and Hip Hop show, and I guess for just to be back with him in general. I don't know who pulling the purse strings right now, because for one, what is he doing? I mean, he's on Love and Hip Hop, but
he's sitting at home smoking weed,
getting high all day
and sniffing.
I don't know what's going on, but for him to make that comment, I mean, a lot of people are saying Jim Jones is ignorant. Matter of fact, when I posted I think it's ignorant and very
disrespectful.
Very.
Because as a rapper, the persona that you put out there, that's on you. Whether you live that life in real life or you just, portraying it.
Right.
Whatever you put out there, that's on you. So if you gotta worry and look over your back every 2 seconds, that's on you, bro. That has and to sit there and compare yourself to somebody that goes over and they literally stop their whole life to go over and fight so that somebody else don't come over here and bomb your land and attack your family, blow up another building. They protecting your freedom so your dumb ass can sit there and say stupid like this, and you got the nerve to really compare yourself to them. And then he had the nerve to say, well, you signed up for it, and you signed up to be a rapper. Come on, well, you know who your enemy is. You over there shooting. Y'all got uniforms on, so you know who your enemies is. And then he talking about y'all shooting at y'all enemy and hitting innocent bystanders and killing kids. Okay, well, and then this how stupid he is. He goes on to say, well, when we was kids, we was shooting at other kids, and what about the kids and old people y'all hit? What about them? That's just stupid. It makes no sense. As someone from a military family, and I mean, from my daddy to my uncles, my aunt, my brother, cousins, I'm pissed off because, like I said, they stopped their whole lives to protect your freedom so that you can sit there and sniff and smoke and say stupid shit like this. And who are you? That's my issue with him right now. That's just disgusting and disrespectful. And somebody ought to walk up and smack the shit out of him, personally.
Well, I'm very disappointed by what he said. And a lot of people know, again, that I love me some Jim Jones. I always loved me some Jim Jones. I always thought he was, I thought he was hot and everything. But if this is the way that he is going to act in regard to the vets, people who have sacrificed their lives for our country, for our government, for our freedom. Chrissy can have them.
Okay. Nobody wants. I think you and Chrissy the only two people in the world that want him. Besides Chrissy, his mama.
You can have her.
She want to be his mama or his girlfriend.
Mama Jones.
Let go, lady. Let go.
Mama Jones, she know this what needs to happen. The same way
let go.
Snoop Dogg's mama came down on his butt and chastised him. That's what Mama Jones need to do to Jimmy. But she ain't gonna do that because you know Mama Jones, she's so ghetto and hood.
She is, and she's so in love with her son, and it's like, lady, something's wrong with you.
She don't want nobody. She don't want nobody messing with her Jimmy. Nobody. She don't want him tied down, married, none of that mess. But yeah, somebody needs to check him on that stuff. This again, the same way Snoop was checked. I mean, wrong is wrong and right is right. And being a rapper is harder than fighting a war in Iraq. Like, what on earth possessed him to say something like, I can rap? I used to write raps all the time. I used to be in a music group. I used to be in a singing group. I used to write rap songs all the time. Look, anybody can write a rap song.
He's standing there in one spot rhyming.
Look at these fools. These kids out here that's rapping. Some of them I like, but some of them I'm like, where they find these people? Where they find these rappers? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know where none of them come from. I'm like, I was talking to a lady yesterday at a Girl Scout meeting. We were talking about how, like, these rappers nowadays, they will never have the longevity that, like, say, an LL Cool J or any of them. Like I told her, I said, we could put a Tupac CD on from 25 years ago, and it's still relevant today.
Yeah, we know all the words.
We know all the words. You can understand everything he said. The beats is still banging.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was listening to Murder Was the Case the other day. I was like, dang, I forgot how good this was.
Knows how to party. Hey, California.
Girl, that's my mama's song.
Hey.
Mama hear that and she, girl.
Brenda had a baby. Brenda had a baby, man. That's my jam for like that whole year.
That's my song. That is my go-to song. Keep your head up.
Yep, keep your head up.
Cause that just, the way we break it down, and then that last verse, girl, for a while there, you know, being a single mom, it was that last verse. To all the ladies having babies on their own. I know he left. I know it's kind of rough. Then he left you on your own. Daddy long gone, and he left you by your lonesome. Thank the Lord for my kids, even if nobody else want them. I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, yes, yeah, girl, be sitting there crying, washing dishes. Like, I ain't crying, you crying.
I know. But yeah, they don't make them like they used to. But Jim Jones, like I said, I think this got to be something just to get him out in the media, because nobody in their right mind would say something like that.
Okay, wait a minute. You just said the key word, in their right mind. And look at who you talking about.
Jimmy, I always have your back, Jimmy. I always have your back.
She's trying, Jimmy. She's trying, but it ain't working.
Just like Mama Jones.
What Tylynn say, bring it to just know we ain't having it. No. We bring it to the table, and Karma Diva is not having this one. No,
but Jimmy, I'm gonna need to holler at you for real. I'm gonna need to holler at you. But one thing about it is the guy, who he was debating with or whatnot. He had a few words to say. He actually said, the veteran, he said, you allowed to have your opinion without any facts or truth to it. But as a vet and as a hip hop fan, the vet is also a hip hop fan.
Right,
he said, I found it extremely disrespectful, and I found it extremely ignorant. And that's what a lot of people are saying. I posted it on Facebook earlier today, and somebody on Facebook said, well, they actually said Jim Jones needs his snitching ass kicked.
Who is
Now, you know,
what happened?
no, okay, this what happened. As far as the snitching thing, I don't think he really snitched, but there was rumors going around a little while back last year that Jim Jones was a snitch, but you know,
was he part of that Tekashi stuff
yes,
or whatever?
Yes, and basically he was accused of being a snitch, but his homeboy, his longtime, you know, friend and fellow New York rapper Mano came to his defense and said Jim Jones did not snitch. But Jim Jones was caught on Jim was caught on a wiretape where he was allegedly discussing an attack and a possible murder plot against Tekashi 6ix9ine, and the wiretap conversation was played in court, and it was quickly leaked into social media. And then after that, the rumors just start flying around saying that Jim Jones was cooperating with the federal prosecutors, and it just took flight from there. But Mano, you know, was one of the people who was saying Jim Jones is not a snitch, you know. But yeah, that's what somebody said on the post I posted on Facebook. And then somebody else said Jim Jones, he needs to sit his ignorant butt down somewhere. Yep. So the word ignorant is being passed around a lot. Matter of fact, somebody said he's an effing idiot.
Yep.
Yeah, somebody else said on another Facebook post that he's an effing idiot.
Agreed.
I just can't believe this. Jim Jones, I used to love you.
Well, as Lauren Hill said, now I don't.
Used to love you.
I used to love you.
Hey.
Now I don't. That was my song, man. That was when I don't give a damn. That's going down in history as one of the best CDs ever created.
Hey, Lauryn Hill, you already know.
I will always keep that on deck. Always.
Hey.
That right there, the Miseducation girl.
Yeah, the Miseducation. But yeah, so Jim Jones.
Take this L, bro. Take this L.
Take this L. You need to stop smoking them bushes. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Stop smoking bushes and rocks, sir.
I don't know, Jimmy. I don't know. He done lost the house. He done lost his mind. He keep on acting like this.
All of that.
He keep on acting like this. He gonna lose Chrissy again.
Okay.
Yes, but okay. So Jim Jones, you fired. Anyway, let's get to Snoop Dogg.
Uh-oh. This Snoopy D-O-double-G.
Double Jizzle. Oh, 402 Revenue in the chat. What up, 402 Revenue? He said Lauryn Hill before she went loony.
He's so stupid.
I love me some Lauryn Hill, man. Y'all couldn't tell me nothing.
That girl been talented forever.
Ever since Sister Act 2.
Actually, I think, before that. But, you know, God bless her and the kids.
Well, yeah, before that, because she was already into the music career before that. But she kind of blew up on Sister Act. That helped her. That helped her.
That put her on the platform.
That was before the Miseducation.
Yeah.
Because that's when she was still with the Fugees.
Mm-hmm. And then Miseducation took her to the stratosphere.
Yes.
I kind of understand why she backed away, because everybody's not ready for that stardom, that fame, that everybody in your business, in your face 24/7. And that can be, think about it, that can be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it can be, especially when you're young. They were kids. I mean, a lot of kids
barely in their 20s.
Right. And a lot of kids back then were traveling all around the world and and not getting no sleep and constantly on the go. and
Right.
trusting people with their finances and
And
things
not only
like
that,
that.
everybody wanted a piece of her. Everybody
Yep.
wanted a piece of her. So when was she going to have time for herself? When was she going to have something of
Yeah.
herself for herself?
Yeah.
So I get it that, she was like, you know what? Y'all can have this.
Yeah. 402 Revenue says Snoop needs to fall back. He don't have enough credit to argue against Gail, even though she was tripping. Well, 402
We're gonna get
Revenue.
into that.
Yes. Did you happen to watch 402 Revenue? And I was talking to you a little bit earlier, and I'm gonna talk to you too, Carmel Diva. Because didn't you say your daughter was in Girl Scouts?
She just started yesterday.
So is she selling cookies?
No, girl, like I said, she just started yesterday.
Well, you need to find out because 402 needs some cookies.
I know he hit me up right when we came on.
I'm like, and hey, I wouldn't mind getting some peanut butter patties. So,
man,
if somebody
them lemonade, girl,
if somebody in Omaha is selling some Girl Scout cookies, y'all need to hit up the hood table for real.
I used to buy like $30-$40 and freeze them.
Man, Dawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every year,
I bought a whole bunch from her daughter too.
Every year from her daughter, I would buy like $100 worth of cookies, and I would split them up between me and my two sons, and we would put a whole bunch in the deep freezer, and that stuff would be lasting us all through the year. But yeah, I do not mind supporting the Girl Scouts because they got some good old cookies. But 402, did you happen to watch
Red Table Talk?
The Red Table Talk on Facebook, Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk with Snoop Dogg as a guest. He was just on there recently the other day. Hey Torres, what's going on? How you doing? If anybody wants to call in, the call-in line is up there. We talking about Snoop Dogg right now. And he was on the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith and her mother and her daughter Willow the other day. And yeah, Carmel Diva. First thing I want to know, Carmel Diva, and for anybody else who happened to see that Red Table Talk interview, do y'all think that Snoop is truly sincere with his apology to Gayle King? Because at first, I didn't think he was truly sincere at first when he first did it, and a lot of people thought it was a publicity
stunt money and the endorsements that he's apologizing for.
Exactly. And so after watching the interview with Jada Pinkett Smith and her family on the Red Table Talk, how do you feel about that, Carmel Diva?
You know what? I felt like, first of all, I kind of felt like they were trying to emasculate him a little. And then I felt like, he was sitting back like he was being punished, like he was in the principal's office or something. And I'm like, this is not Snoop. I mean, I don't expect him to come out and be gangster Snoop from 1993, but this is still not the same energy that Snoop usually have. And I'm like, okay. And I felt like they focused too much on what he said. As opposed to why he said it. Like, what did Gayle say? I mean, I know she said she sent an invitation out to Gayle, and Gayle can come on whenever she wants, whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah, she said she has an open invitation.
Yeah, but, Gayle has to take, I don't see Gayle apologizing. And Gayle has to take, Gayle has to take some.
Has she apologized yet?
When all this shit hit the fan, what she said was they took the clips and they gave me this and that to read, and they told, okay, but you are a grown woman with a mind of your own. How would you feel if your husband and your child died, and then somebody want to bring up something from his past from 20 years ago that really didn't amount to nothing because the girl was a proven liar? So you sitting here and persecuting this man with his friend? You talking to his good friend? And she trying to dodge the question and you steady pushing it. I just think Gayle is part of the problem. She's her and Oprah, I think seriously they have an issue with black men. I noticed that they come for black men a lot. And if you look at them, they're unapologetic about it.
Yeah.
But you don't see them going after none of their big wig homeboys. You just Dr. Boyce Watkins said that what's his name? Oprah turned her messages off on her Twitter.
Yeah.
When Harvey got convicted.
Yeah. It sound like a little feedback from you. Sound like a little feedback. But 402 said, I just want to read some of the comments real quick. Then we're gonna get back on old Snoop Dogg and Dogg. But 407 said his mom told him to apologize, but she didn't tell him to apologize after having those two women on leashes at the MTV Award. 402 also said money answers all things, and also said, heck no, Snoop ain't sincere. Torres Davis also said he don't think Snoop is sincere. And 402 said Snoop needs to fall back. He don't have a. Did I see? I think that I read that already. Oh, and 402 said he don't believe Jada. He said he did see some of the clips, and he don't believe Jada. One thing that 402 said was she was probably laughing when Snoop Dogg said it. Was funny. And you know what? See 402. That's what I want to talk about right now.
Because the only thing that pissed me off, the only thing that I would say about what Snoop said was he shouldn't have said, "We coming for you." No, but when he said, "Can I call her one?"
No, the Funky Dog was
a dog head bitch. Oh, right. I played that over and over.
When he said, "Can I call it?" He said, "Can I say it?" And we already knew what he was talking about.
Go ahead, Snoop. Go ahead.
Like, yeah, say it, Snoop. I mean, my popcorn. Say it, Snoop. But that's just because we know his culture. And a lot of his culture is our culture. We grew up on that. So a lot of times it's like, they talking about bees and they calling people hoes. And they calling people.
That's why I was tripping when Jada was like, I couldn't believe you said that. I'm like,
and I can't believe Jada
calling people that.
I'm so glad somebody else said it. 402 said it. I don't believe Jada. I think this is all a publicity stunt. Jada, come on, Jada.
Somebody else, I was watching Lovely T, and she said the only reason she had him, think about it, she don't do videos every week or every 2 weeks, or she do them when there's a big story, because like she did this one, she didn't do a story when Kobe died.
Nope.
I didn't see her running to do no story then, but she did one for Jordan Woods when all that Kardashian stuff went down, or whatever that girl name was.
They pick and choose because the Red Table Talk. Now a lot of people know, and you know also that our name not derived from, but it gave me an idea. It's kind of a spinoff of that. And the thing about the Red Table Talk is a lot of times the things they talk about, they have to be, I don't know if I don't want to call it censored, or they got to be a little careful because of who Jada is. You know what I mean? She's a celebrity. She's a celebrity, and sometimes celebrities like
gotta watch what she say because of Will's money.
They gotta watch what they say. Now on the hood table, we can say what we want to say.
On the hood table.
That's the difference between the hood table and the red table. You know, they have to be a little bit more censored. And even when he was talking about, did you see when he said, back in the day we used to send bitches and hoes, and I could still see Jada and her mom just up there like, did he really say those words?
And Jada was acting like she was so taken aback, knowing she was in the club rocking back and forth with all of us, and
exactly.
She need to go on somewhere.
Exactly.
Saying, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. She knows she was singing that too.
Exactly. And then like in the movies that she was in, in the videos that she was in, all hood movies, they cuss and they call each other beans and all that kind of stuff. But
she shoot motherfuckers up.
Right. Right. And so
And robbing
like,
people.
I'm with Snoop Dogg. Like, it's kind of hard to stop saying those things when you was brought up, you know, in that lifestyle. And it's kind of hard to stop saying he started talking about his he said, y'all always talking about people, well, not everybody, but some people always talking about why they say this in the rap songs, why they say that. But then he mentioned when he made the gospel album, a full gospel album. He said nobody said a peep. The album didn't sell nothing like it did with the rap albums. He said, so when you try to do good, nobody mentions anything.
Negativity sells.
Exactly.
Think about just think about the way they do our especially our young black men.
Thank you, 402 Revenue. You see what
she did. She said in the interview
she said she did, but
you know, I mean, Pac had a very he loved her deeply, so he might have let her speak her piece, but Pac was Pac, and he went on and did. Pac
but again, around that time, she was in ghetto hood. She was in ghetto and hood movies, and those same words were in those movies that they were saying. So how you thinking Pac back then, but you in movies where y'all using them same words? See, that's why it seemed like, okay, either you for it or you against it, Jada.
You know,
I think it's a big publicity stunt. I'm sorry.
It is. He's on his hobo apology tour right now.
Yeah, Pac said he wanted to be her man, but she said no because they were good friends. And I can get that. You know, sometimes I remember that when she had spoke about that.
Since like junior high.
Yeah, I remember that. But the thing is, it's just crazy how none of that came out till after he died.
I knew about it before he died.
But I mean,
it wasn't widely published. I mean,
a lot of people didn't know that because Pac was with whoever, whenever. I mean, as far as we know, from what I heard, he was, I wouldn't say a man whore. Rest in peace. I love you.
He said he got around. Round
and round. He got around. So I don't.
No apologies for that.
I'm sure he probably did. And I'm sure he probably did like Jada or want to be with Jada or whatnot. But my thing is this: how you gonna come down on a rapper who's constantly using that kind of language, but you okay getting them checks on those movies that you playing in, and y'all throwing them terms around like it ain't nothing. So that's why I said I don't believe all of what like 402 said. I don't believe all of what Jada was saying. Jada, you my girl. I love you. I mean,
and a lot of what she was saying, if you watch it, look, when she was talking, Gammy was looking like,
yeah. Okay. And don't set it off on me, Jada. Don't set it off on us. But I'm just.
Gammy was like, yeah, okay, Willow wasn't, and you know, Willow usually asking all them deep personal questions. She wasn't even asking.
Yeah. Torres said Gail works for CBS. There's people other than blacks who she can go after in the same building, but that wouldn't be right with it. Right. That would be too right.
Right. I mean, you know, look, she could have went after Matt Lauer.
Exactly.
Of course, you know, everybody talking about Harvey Weinstein, but look at all these other men, white men, and what's his name? Kevin Spacey, the daddy from Seventh Heaven. It's numerous men. All the men that was coming out, and yet you sit here and you go after a dead man. And my thing was this is what really, really pissed me off about the whole Gayle King interview, was you're asking Lisa Leslie this question, who is a close friend of his, after he's died. You had 17 years to ask him this question yourself. So why didn't you? Big bag, yeah.
And that's why they were trying to say that that the black men are trying to say that they feel like attacked or they feel like
they are being by Oprah and Gail. They're leading
right,
the pack.
like
They're leading the way, and
like
their self-hatred is starting to show. Well, it's always shown. You just had to pay attention, but now it's really starting to show.
yeah,
Because before they kind of they would put, I'll give some money here, and they won't think nothing else about it, about what else I'm doing back here. I'm like, because a lot of the stuff they was doing, I'm like, I can't, like Oprah show, I was like, I can't relate to this shit.
Oh, remember the old Oprah show though?
When she first came out, the big fat Oprah?
Big Oprah?
Yeah.
Big Oprah, she had all kind of mess and scandals and drama and stuff on her I'm about to say her channel. On
and
her
once she got the audience, she switched it up.
Then she got
an interior design and shit, and it was like
right. She got
very bougie, very fast.
Like, y'all, I can see coming for the people like the R. Kellys, the people who are alive. I can see coming for them, but I can see it even better if you coming for the other ones that's still alive. Like they still haven't touched Harvey Weinstein, who was really somebody that they were really connected to. And they still haven't
Oprah sitting there hugging and kissing all over
him. And Gail too. But y'all want to choose Michael Jackson. Y'all want to choose Kobe Bryant.
Men who can't defend themselves.
And Gail, I haven't heard her apologize. And I was going to ask y'all tonight because I don't be
Men, how do y'all feel
all the time? And a lot of time people send stories to me. I have inside sources that send like local stories to me. So a lot of times I miss stuff sometimes. And I'm like, did Gail apologize? Because I don't remember seeing anything, because I think what's going on here is she has not apologized like she should have, because of the fact that she thinks what Snoop did is way worse than what she did. So she feels like Snoop should apologize to her because his actions was way worse than what she did. But she still needs to apologize, especially to his family. And that's the only thing Snoop was saying. I'm out here trying to protect the family. I'm out here trying to protect his other daughters that's still alive, his friends and loved ones. You up here, the man ain't been dead a week or so, and you up here bringing up scandals?
The only scandal he had.
Nobody thinking about no scandals.
The only thing they could drag up on him. That was the only thing they could drag up on him. And the shit was dropped. And the woman that accused him, when she went to go get tested, she had 3 different men's semen and hair in her underwear. Now, you nasty crawler.
And she actually came forward and said that she had not been
schizophrenia and
she had not been
sex with somebody else right after she left Kobe.
Exactly.
She admitted that.
Exactly. So my thing is, if you after Kobe died, I mean, it's still so sensitive right now. I mean, my son called me crying. My oldest one, he called me crying because they love. I mean, you know, my sons, they both big. I know. Sports, you know, they into sports like that. I'm a sports mom all day life, but they was really big into sports, and Kobe was somebody that they, you know, idolize, they look up to. But for nobody, the only person that I heard talking about his infidelities from years ago was Gail. You didn't see that nowhere.
No, there was others. There were others talking about it.
But it wasn't like Kobe Bryant just died. The Lakers fan who slept with the lady, you know, years ago, who cheated on Kobe's wife, who cheated on his wife, just died. It wasn't like that.
No, check it out. There was a news reporter the day he died talking about it. The day he died.
Well, maybe that's why Gail felt that she could. Maybe in general, it wasn't like people from all the different websites I saw, all the different articles I saw. It didn't say anything about Kobe and who he slept with years ago. I mean, it just didn't. The majority of the news stories didn't. They focused on Kobe. They focused on his daughter. They focused on what happened, his wife, and woo 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 woo. Yeah, I'm sure there's a few out there who was focusing or had to be controversial and bring up his infidelity.
But, you know, they always have to. I'm gonna tell you this, and I have, you know, we have to protect our black men just like they have to stand up with us too. But they always, I don't care how shining and shimmering your armor is, your story is, your history is, they always got to find something to try to knock you down, to bring you down, to tarnish your image somehow. They cannot let you be a shining example. They can't.
Yep.
There has to be something negative that they can say about you. And that is sad, and that shows you that they are scared of the power that we represent and that we possess.
Yep. And again, back to the R. Kelly and the Harvey Weinstein. You know, on my platform and on my other platform, Times Primetime TV, we talk about all kind of stuff: black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican. Gail and Oprah, they gonna have to start playing on a fair playing field, a ball field, playing fair. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say, because otherwise they're gonna continually be attacked. And before they come for any other black man, I don't care if he was accused of sexual assault or robbing somebody or whatever, they need to look right in their backyard. Right in their backyard to the people that they are chummy with, who are like Harvey Weinstein. He just got found guilty. I don't see them talking about it
at all.
But you talking about Michael Jackson. You talking about Kobe Bryant. You talking about R. Kelly. Harvey just got found guilty, and they ain't talking about it. Ain't that crazy? And that's another thing. I wanted to do a show on that too once we find out what his sentence is going to be. But yeah, that's crazy.
Talk about it. And I tell people all the time, if you start seeing news, and I noticed this a couple of years ago, and if you think about it, last year, they made such a big deal out of the R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly when it came out. And then they made a big deal out of that Jussie Smollett.
Right.
Bullshit.
Who just got new charges. He just got new charges. You saw that, right?
Right. But think about it. Anytime they showing that in the foreground, try to look in the background, because that's a smoke screen for something else. They hiding something, because the whole time they was doing all of that, they was indicting Harvey last year.
Right, because I was wondering what took so long for them to find new charges on Jussie. Who would have known that they would have got new charges on Jussie? We thinking this is all he went to court.
They should have charged his ass last year.
Thank you.
For making false calls and and using city
police resources.
And let it go.
A whole year later. And it was so surprising to me when I saw it in the media. I was like, what the hell he do now? Y'all
still they said they charged him again. I was like,
y'all still talking about the way?
But I mean, I guess they can charge him. It wasn't like he was like he had been convicted of it and then acquitted. So,
but still, a whole year later, they talking about new charges a whole year later. Like, what took y'all so long? Like, we didn't all forgot about this mess. Hey, Miss Orleans.
I ain't forgot about him. As Dave Chappelle called him, Juicy Smoothie. He said the little French guy, Juicy Smouye.
Child.
Girl, when he said that,
I just call him Mr. Footlong.
I was like, he couldn't have came up with a better story than that.
A better storyline. No, whoever writes for Empire should have wrote him a storyline.
Honey, wait a minute, hold on. First of all, the dummy was sending letters to himself.
Yes.
You sending letters to yourself, you dumbass.
I'm sorry, but Jesse, I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, and I hate when people I really like get into some mess. Because I really like Jesse. I really loved him on Empire. But use a doggone fool. Use a doggone fool.
He had a wonderful platform. He had a music career. He had an acting career. And his acting could have taken off further. It probably will, given a year or two, to cool off. But he sabotaged himself. I'm like,
he sabotaged himself.
You gave your friends money to go buy stuff.
All because he wanted as much money as Cookie and Lucius. Like Cookie and Lucius been acting for 100 years.
And they put way more. Oh, honey. Their performances is way better than your little open chest singing and twirling around on the stage.
I mean, Cookie and Lucius has been acting for years. For him to be like, I want as much money as them or close to it, you got to be out your rabbit mind. Now, you can sing, bro. You can sing.
He all right.
You can sing. But, no, you ain't worth what Cookie and Lucius is making.
Girl, but when he got on stage and said he was the gay Tupac, I was like,
girl.
What the hell does that even mean? Times like this, I wish Pac was alive. Pac would have smacked the dog shit out of him.
He trying to say he on the level as Tupac was when he was alive, but he just gay.
No, sir.
But he ain't on no Tupac level. He'll probably ain't nobody ever gonna be on Tupac's level. And I don't care because the rap game lyrically right now and where it's probably gonna go. Tupac was one in his own.
Yeah, he was in his own league, and I don't care. People be like, "Oh, Biggie took Biggie." Nah.
Biggie was in his own league. Pac was in his own league, but I thought Pac was above
Pac.
Biggie. I thought but I liked them both. And I really thought that if we can't go back in time, but I really thought that if they could probably find some peace amongst each other, could you imagine the music they could have made? The East Coast, West Coast, Biggie meets Pac. Oh man, I can just only imagine. But
Now the one thing I will say now, when we were on the Red Table Talk, Snoop said something that made sense. He said it had to happen. Stuff like this had to happen.
It had to.
Because now look, there's no East Coast, West Coast rivalry going on. Crips and Bloods Crips and Bloods are hanging out and making music together.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we lost some of our idols and probably some of the greatest music that would have ever been made.
It had to happen. It had
to happen.
I agree with Snoop. Jada was like, there's been 2 times where during Snoop's career where he really wanted to cheer for him and had his back. And the first time was when he stood his ground during the Pop and Suge Knight situation. And he was the only person who spoke up against Suge Knight. Everybody else
scared and ran.
They was like Red on the 5. It was on the 5 heartbeats like Red. My hours are between 9 and 5, hanging people over the balcony. That was Suge. But he was the only one. His skinny old little
right.
His skinny old Doberman looking self with his ponytails back in the day.
Right, girl, okay.
was the only one who stood up against Suge Knight. And she said the second time was when you recently apologized to Gayle King.
I'm pissed off he did apologize to her.
I think, you know what?
I truly do wish he would have held his ground. Like I said, the only part that I do think that he should have apologized for was the "we coming for you."
We coming for you, and I agree. I agree. I actually wish that. I mean, I understand why Snoop. I understand why he apologized, regardless if it's sincere or not sincere. I understand why he apologized. His career, even though he might not be rapping like that anymore, but he still has other careers. He has endorsements. He has a TV show with Martha. He has commercials. He has his hand in a lot of other different things.
Right.
On top of that, I also was wondering, did his mother really come at him?
I didn't know.
Like they were saying, his mama didn't say anything. Like, who was that? 402 Revenue in the chat saying his mama didn't say anything when he had girls crawling around on leashes during concerts or videos.
Yeah, his whole career.
You know, his whole career, but all of a sudden he cuss out Gayle King and his mama coming to chastise him.
Huh.
So I'm just saying, I'm just looking on the outside in. And there's some things that's not really seeming truthful to me, but I understand why he did it. And it's the same doggone reason why a lot of other people do it. They have to apologize, even if they think they're right, just to smooth it over and to keep on making them coins. But
you know,
but I am glad that I'm glad that he did do it because of another reason, even if it might not be sincere. I'm glad he did do it because he was getting a lot of backlash, and hopefully,
I think so because from what
I mean, he was getting backlash, but it wasn't like it was a lot of okay. We get why you said it. We understand your message, but you shouldn't have said it that way. You know what I mean?
See, I think most people, from what I saw, most people were behind him and supported him.
They did, but they all still kept saying, you should have said it another way.
Oh, I didn't care how he said it.
I mean, a lot of people were supporting him, but a lot of those same people were saying in one breath, hey, man, that's what's up. Tell Gayle off. You should have told her a pokey dog, bitch. You should have said
But see, my thing is this. Y'all talking about you should have said it a different way. This is Snoop Dogg. You shouldn't have expected it any other way.
Thank you. I didn't.
Okay, I was like, hey, that's Snoop. I
thought it was epic. I thought it was epic, and y'all can call me hood or ghetto or bougetto or whatever.
This is the hood table.
The hood table, and it was everything for me. He gave me life after life.
I got that clip over and over and over again.
When I tell you, I got 9 lives. He gave me 9 lives.
Girl, I was really because when I first seen, I was like, okay, what are you gonna do? He was like, can I say it? Can I call it? And I thought he was just gonna do a Too Short biatch, you know. But
yeah, that's what I thought he was gonna say.
He was like, funky dog headed bitch. I fell out laughing. I had to rewind that. I was like, wait a minute. And I sound like something my grandma used to say. So I was like, hell no, I ain't heard nothing like that in a long time.
I thought he was gonna say biatch.
Right.
You know, you done been in Facebook groups with me, so you know that's how I say it. I be like biatch when I be typing it. It be like all these Y's and O's and
I know.
I thought that's what he was gonna do, but when he said funky dog, I was up there.
When he said the dog, I thought about it because you know they said her hair looked like a dog. And if you think about it, it do look like a little dog sitting on top of her head. And that's what really made me laugh because I kept picturing that in my head. I was rolling.
Man, I mean, I told Snoop, if you watching, I love you.
We got mad love for you. The hood table love you.
We got your back. I mean, I swear, I love Snoop Dogg. I love me some Snoop Dogg. Always have, always will. And so when he did do that, I was like, okay. But again, I understand why he apologized, because if he didn't apologize, he could lose a lot of endorsements. I love his cooking show with Martha, you know, the gangster meets the bougie. I love that setup and everything. And I mean,
I haven't watched it in a while. I did like it when I first, because at first I was like, Martha and Snoop, what the hell?
Same here.
But they actually, it's actually kind of funny.
And it's very entertaining. And then not only that, but he does so much for his community. Like,
he does. And he coaches like football teams.
Yep.
I mean, his kids is grown now, and he's still coaching these little teams and stuff, and buying them uniforms and this. And I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, you ain't got to give all your money to the community, but doing something that matters. Right. You're helping these kids fulfill their dreams.
And it's not all about money. It's not all about money. And the thing about it is, I remember his TV show, the football, I forgot the name of their football team, but remember they had a weekly, it was like a series. It was a reality show. Remember? And it came on every week, and it would be him and his football team, and he would be coaching, and they would be going to games, and they would win some, they would lose some. But yeah, he had a reality show with the football team. And not only that, as far as like these celebrities and everything, some of them just throw some money at charities.
Right, but he giving actual time.
Right, they out there.
He's showing up. He giving time and, you know, and lessons.
Yep.
Hey, look, you don't have to go the road that I went.
Yep.
I went the hard road. You don't have to go that road.
Yep. And
I made that path already.
Yep. And he played a very pivotal part in the Bloods and the Crips, you know, on the West Coast and the East Coast. Back in the day, he held meetings, he held rallies. I mean, they had like meetings, like the head Bloods, the head Crips. I mean, he's done a lot in his time.
I remember.
So for this one little, like he said on the Red Table Talk, he said, my mama, she knows how I get down, but this was like the first time that it happened in this type of situation where I actually, it's one thing to call a B in a music video or a TV show. But
you know, in his music, yeah,
right. But in real life,
to address a actual woman.
He said, "My mama just had to hear it."
He said, "I wasn't Snoop Dogg the rapper. I was Snoopy, the little boy going okay."
But one thing I did like was also Karma Diva was now I know you had mentioned earlier that Willow, you know,
I like Willow though.
I like me some Willow.
She has evolved into a very beautiful person.
Yes, she has. And one thing that she did say when she was talking about Snoop, she kind of said something like, you know, because Jada's mom had asked her, Gammy, she had asked Snoop, like, what pushed you to, you know, say what you said? And besides him saying, you know, I was just looking out for the family, I was trying to protect the family, it's much too soon to be bringing, they still grieving, this just happened, it's just fresh. Right. But and then on top of that, it was still devastating that they lost Nipsey Hussle. I mean, on the same coast, they just had these big losses, you know, kind of back to back to back.
And that Pop Smoke got killed there just days before they filmed that.
Exactly.
I didn't even know who the hell he was. I hadn't even.
Exactly. So yeah, it was really, really fresh. And so Willow, she had said something about do you think it has, or she said something about Black men having like a shared
slavery
or passed down
a shared pain,
right? Like a psychological, emotional, you know, from our history, just from slavery.
Oh yeah,
down, you know. Black men just feel like oppressed, and they always feel attacked, and with the police and the brutality, and every year people dying at the hands of police.
I think most Black people who are or what they call them, ADOS, ADOS. I think most of us have a shared pain, and we all know the history, and the struggle, and if we're going to get over, I mean, we'll never get over it.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there. We'll never get over it. And what I hate is when I hear, especially a white person say, "Why don't y'all get over slavery? It wasn't about y'all." Well, that's like telling the Indians to get over losing their land and being pushed on a reservation. It's like telling the Holocaust survivors,
the Jews, telling the Jews that didn't happen to y'all. That was 80 years ago. That was, you know.
You can't, you cannot tell somebody with a history, with a life history, a family history of abuse and torture.
Especially when we come from ancestors who were very rich and wealth and food and I mean
and knowledge. Like, and now we are still, but the thing is,
everything
we are still being marginalized and preyed upon, basically, and it's sad. And I think, and you know, we need to get it in our heads. We are stronger together than we are apart.
Yeah.
And they know that.
Yeah.
But they also know that if they give us a few crumbs here, we may turn our back on this person over here. We're not going to help that person over there. Because they know if we come together, that's your ass, Mr. Postman.
Yep. But I want to say one more thing too. As far as Snoop is concerned, like me personally, I'm a woman, and I'm just, maybe it's just how I raised or where I come from, but I was not offended by what he said. I thought somebody needed to get in Gail's cheeks, and he did it. Now he could have done it a different way, but realizing who we're speaking of, Snoop Dogg, we're talking about Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? And so it's like I don't agree with everybody coming down on him, and I know Jada and them wasn't like coming down on him, but everybody is so focused on what he did, and they're giving Gail a pass because she's a reporter. Because reporters have a right to ask whatever they want. That's what's being displayed in the media.
And you know what else people are ignoring? Susan Rice, who had the power when she talking about we got an army too. Talking about you coming for her. I got an army behind me. Where she actually has where she had the power, but she does have influence over the Department of Defense. So you sitting here threatening this man with a national army? Are you serious? And nobody's reprimanding her? Asking where's the apology in that?
Right.
Now, and then I got one last thing to say about Snoop and Jada. She addressing this, but they ain't addressed. She never addressed when. I want to know why she didn't have him on there when his daughter was going through the colorism thing she was going through. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
About a year or two ago, because baby girl was having issues and she was being bullied for being dark skinned. Where was the story about that?
I don't know, and that would have been a good story, being the fact that her son and daughter are not like the average teenagers, or you know, with her son dressing like a boy, and
you mean like a girl?
I mean, that's what I meant, like a girl, like a girl, and that would have been great. But like Lovely T said, well, you know, whatever you said, she said about she only does shows ever so often, and I think it's kind of like It's not like the Hood Table. It's not like most YouTube shows or Facebook shows where you get on there and you just say what you want. It still seems like the Red Table, and I love the Red Table. I love Jada. I'm not trying to take away from it at all. I swear I'm not. But it seems like it's like still a show. Like as if somebody's still paying a check for you to do or say what you're doing, or you,
big bucks
you know what I mean? Like we don't have
people from when they first started to now. The production value has gone up
like
greatly.
the production, they have like a production team. They have all this, and the thing about it is, just like YouTubers, if you have a Facebook page, or something that you're promoting, people on Facebook get paid a lot of money, just like some people on YouTube get paid a lot of money. So I think it's still like a production team involved. I think there's publicists involved. I think there's, I think they have to be really picky on what they discuss, because it seems like it's still a show, like something that she's an employee. You know what I mean? Like this might be Jada's thing, but they still treating it as if it's somebody else's thing and they're working for them. I don't know. I could be seeing it wrong. Because there'd be a lot of topics. Like when they first started off, most of their topics was just about them. Yeah. About their family, about their sexual orientation with the kids, about bullying, about Jada growing up and her mom and her situation when they was growing up, you know, and then like they started talking about things that were going on in the media, but it would be like,
now you know what I want them to have on there? I want them to have on there these parents that are letting their 6-year-olds, or like Charlize Theron, where she's letting her 7-year-old son dress as a little girl, where he's
I'm a drink on it. There's a lot of topics that I would love to see the Red Table cover, because I really do like the Red Table talk, and that's primarily the reason why I came up with the name for the Hood Table, because it's like there's so many different things you could talk about out there from the hood and beyond. But I don't ever want it to be where we got to be like, oh, we got to shy away from that topic, or, oh, we got to shy away from that topic. Right. You know what I mean? That's why I called it the Hood Table, because at the Hood Table, when you at home, when you in the comfort of your own home, you playing cards, you sitting around drinking, whatever, playing bones.
Right.
You will start off talking about one subject and end up talking about another subject. And how many times you've been playing spades and the whole game just stops because everybody can't stop talking about certain things?
Girl, how many times we done had a party and that doesn't happen?
And that's why our logo is a pair of cards by two people playing spades, and it's called the Hood Table.
I can't really think of hardly any games that we finished.
Thank you. And that's where a lot of serious conversations take place in the hood, is over a game of spades.
Right.
Or any card game.
That's gonna be the national way to solve problems. You got an issue, come on. Sit down, we're gonna play some spades, or we're gonna play some bones.
You can start playing some spades, and then you end up by the middle of the game, y'all crying and talking about all kind of other stuff, or y'all laughing, or
girl, you know we always falling about laughing about something. Darrell breaking a chair, girl, he was good for that.
Oh my God!
How many he break?
Man,
it was like every party.
Oh no, we done had some epic parties. Lord, we had some epic parties.
Oh,
if walls could talk.
Oh my gosh. And that damn roulette game, that roulette drinking game.
Oh,
Sherry, that was Sherry that brought that shit.
Sherry always brought the roulette drinking game. Remember Tasha?
Oh, she
had the drink every single time. Oh my God, the poor girl. The poor girl, they kept calling her number. I'm like, if you was at the casino, you better hit a lick. Like you.
I had to help my friend. Me and her been friends since kindergarten. I was like, here, I'll take some for you. Shit.
That was crazy. But yeah, we done had some epic parties, child. We done had some epic parties. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out something for this upcoming summer. We need to have some kind of reunion or something like that.
You know, we need to have an OG party.
Old throwback basement party.
Ooh wee. Like your birthday.
No, my birthday party was epic.
Booby.
Well, several of them was, but that one when he was making it rain. Hey.
Girl, no, when he was singing.
Hey,
and break dancing.
No, when I was doing my little lap dance.
That was just a party. You
was just throwing out dollars, baker's card, debit card, food stamps, EBT.
And all of that was from the same person.
I was like, dang, let me see that wallet.
What's in your Capital One? What's in your wallet?
Thank you. Shoot, don't leave home without it. No.
I gotta find him. That was the homeboy. I gotta find him.
Oh, we still, he on Facebook.
Oh shit.
He on Facebook. I can give you his information. I don't know how many times he asked to get back in grown folks.
Let him back in.
I was like, I don't know.
That's girl, you know that dude, man. That was my dog.
That was the homie though. I know.
He was cool with a mug.
I know that was a homie.
That's what we need. We need more of them in the group again, and just good people that was good fun.
Fun, grown people.
Right. Didn't people who don't think too highly of themselves and
not too sensitive. Not too sensitive. I hate that. Like all these groups, like these Facebook groups, and so many people so sensitive. Like, okay, you know the meme that I had posted with Michael Jordan when he was crying.
I saw that.
And the boxer, the boxer who lost. They put Jordan's face on the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the proud to be somebody like, oh, that's messed up. He was crying for his friend, and I'm like. And what about the other memes? From like Michael Jordan even said it at the funeral. I know this is gonna be a meme by tomorrow.
He said that himself, and I was cracking up when I heard him say it.
It's humorous, but people they're so sensitive. That's why I ain't even
proud. That's why I'm hardly going proud to be no more.
Girl, that's why I'm like,
cause you know me, I'm quick to. I'm not very diplomatic these days, and I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth with you. I'm gonna cut you to the quick, and we're gonna be done.
Life is too short to be so sensitive.
It really is. I mean,
have fun, smile, laugh, find the
get over yourself.
Like, ain't nobody making fun of Jordan crying at somebody's funeral. It's the meme, his expression, the expression that they're passing on to somebody else.
They were laughing at him crying. It was the expression.
Exactly. But everybody sees things differently. So, it is what it is. But anyway, I really enjoyed all the topics. Yes, it's getting late. And I really enjoyed all the topics that we discussed tonight, from Jim Jones pissing off the vets to the 6-year-old girl who was arrested in Florida for a temper tantrum in school, to Snoop Dogg being on the Red Table Talk. So everybody, make sure you please like the video. If you come in late, please feel free to rewind, watch the replay, share the video if you like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and do what, Karma Diva? Ring the bell.
Ring my bell. You guys, excuse me.
What you say?
I've been sick. Y'all got to excuse me. Me.
We got up in the
Right.
Me, Me, Mama, ooh. You remember? Were you ever in chorus?
Right.
And they have
God,
me
yeah.
all of Me, Me, Mama, ooh.
Girl, all that crazy shit. But see, my
All
teacher,
those
she had
crazy
us
rhymes
singing
we
in.
used to have to do.
We see everybody else at school. We would go to competitions and they be singing all these little easy songs, and I'm like, why we gotta sing in German? Why
Man,
we singing
you
in
ain't
Italian?
lying. Concert choir, I swear to God, in concert choir, every stinking year, our music teacher would try to make us sing something super, super difficult. I'm like,
We did
why?
this, but no, Tanya, this was all our songs. And then she would make us go and try to like translate it. So that was part of our, yes. She was, that little old lady was no
Oh
joke. I
my
love her to death. I love her to death, but she was no punk when it came to her choral students.
I miss choir. I miss chorus. It used to be so fun and
It
traveling and
was
going to
fun.
all different, the concerts and all that stuff. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, always gotta go down memory lane.
Right.
But you guys, everybody who's in the chat, I thank everybody for participating. I love when you guys, comment in the chat, participate in the conversation. So again, make sure you like the video, share the video, and subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, so you can make sure you get the notifications for the next time we go live. Now, tomorrow night, y'all, book review, man. 3 Bodies Burning. 3 Bodies Burning. True story.
No.
True Omaha, Nebraska.
Truth is stranger than fiction.
Yes, true crime story. The Mexican cartel meets Omaha gang members and drug dealers. A true story. The book is called 3 Bodies Burning, and it's about a story from back in 2005 when police, received a call of a fire in Omaha, Nebraska. Came to find out on investigation, it was 3 bodies burning in a fire, and so there was some detectives who had to solve the crime and figure out what happened.
Yeah, they just had to figure it out.
They had to figure out what happened, figure out who did what, how, why, when, all that.
They had to figure out who they were, first of all.
Thank you. It was a great, great story. I read the book years ago, and I just recently got the book again. Well, I downloaded it on Kindle because I want to do a book review on it, because this happened in 2005. When the murders happened, it was May of 2005. It is now about to be May of 2020. So 15 years later. So I figured, why not do a book review on this, Omaha tale?
I wonder if you could. Ooh, we'll talk after the.
Yeah, we need to talk, because I got some things I need to talk to you too, because I've been hitting up certain individuals that had something to do with the situations back then. Yeah, one of them in particular is still in prison right now, and he has a Facebook page where he's trying to get released from jail, because some of those people are serving lifetime sentences, and he's trying to get.
But this was a big sting.
It was a big case, y'all. A big case.
Huge.
Y'all never heard about the story of the 3 bodies burning? You need to look up that book
by Brian Bogdanoff.
Yes, by Brian Bogdanoff.
He's now a former police officer from Omaha.
Yes, he's a former police officer. At the time when the case had took place, he was an 18-year vet. So he is now retired from them. But this was a big case. You talking about drugs on top of drugs, like people up in Omaha doing the darn thing in the streets. And a lot of people had no idea. A lot of it is crazy
I did.
because when I went back and did a little bit of research, one of the people that was involved is actually my Facebook friend. I mean, if that's close to home, you never know who out here is involved in certain things. But of course, you know, this story happened in 2005. A lot of people from Omaha that read the book, they loved the book. So, you know, we basically just gonna review the book, review what the author has to say about the crime story and everything. So
you can find him and interview him.
I would.
That's what I was gonna say.
That would be nice. I would love to do that, like after we finish the book review, because it's like 54 chapters in the book.
They're not very long chapters, though.
They're not very long. They're not long at all. Like tomorrow night, I'm gonna do chapters 1 through 18, and then I mean, is it 1 through 19? Yeah, 1 through 19 tomorrow night, and then next Friday I'm gonna do like chapters 20 through like 40 or something like that. And then I'm going to do the last chapters, and then we'll do the conclusion. Okay. So maybe on the conclusion, maybe by then I've made some contacts with some of the people who was involved in the true life story, and maybe reach out to the police officer and see if, we can do an interview with him. That'll be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, sure would. So anyway, y'all, make sure y'all got the notification bell, hit subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow night, we will be talking about the 3 bodies burning, and I cannot wait to start the book review with you guys. But in the meantime and in between time, Primetime Squad and my Tanya's Primetime TV Squad, stay safe.
Table.
What did I say?
Primetime Squad and Tanya's Prime.
What I meant to say was the Hood Table Squad and the Primetime TV Squad. As usual, stay safe, be blessed, and we out. Deuces. Good night, Carmody. I'm going to holler at you later.
All right.
All right. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Bye.